PEMDAS. Nothing to do inside the exponent, so you go straight to, or inside the parentheses, you go right to straight to exponent. So it's -3 squared, which is 9. 9 times 2 gives me 18. Add them together. Do what's inside the parentheses first. -3 squared is 9. Do what's inside the parentheses. 2 minus 5, -3. Absolute value is 3. 3 times 4 is 12, so it's 9 minus 12. The x is -3, so you use h of x, that's this guy. So -3 is over here, and you go up to the graph, and the y value is 1. Here you know the y value is 2, so you go up to 2, go over to the graph, and you look for the x, and that's -4. F of x is equal to 13, so you plug 13 in for the x, and then you just solve and you get 4. G of -3 means you're plugging in -3 for the x. Don't forget to put parentheses around it. So when you square a -3, you end up with 9, and then add them together. Not a function, because when you plug in 5, you can get out 2 different answers. It has to be just one answer. If I plug in any number, I only get out 1 y value for it. So then the domain is your possible x values. My smallest x value is -2. My largest one is 3. That's how I got the -2 and the 3. Filled in dot means it could be equal to it. Open circle means it's not equal. Range is my possible y values. My lowest y value is -3. My highest y value is 1. Domain, possible x is -5. And the largest x value is infinity. My range, my lowest y value is -infinity, and my highest y value is at 1. Exponent rules. 3 to the third is 27. X to the third is x to the third. Y to the fourth to the third is y to the 12th. Just multiply the exponents. And I just rewrote that guy. 3 times 27 is 81. X cubed times x to the second is x to the fifth. And you can think of that as y to the first. Add the exponents and you get y to the 13th. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Cube each one of those. Square each one of these guys. And then 8 over 4 reduces to 2 over 1. A to the 10th over a to the 4th leaves you a to the 6th on top. B to the 6th over b to the 6th is just 1, so you're left with 2a to the 6th. Solving. Combine like terms. I like to get all my x's on one side, so I subtracted 5x from both sides, and I added 4 to both sides. That's how I got the 0 equals 2x. Divide by 2 and you get x equals 0. Combine like terms on each side and you end up with the exact same thing. So that's all numbers. I added 5x to both sides. That's how I got 12x. Subtract 34 from both sides. That's how I get the -24. Divide, I get -2. Add the 8 to both sides. Divide, I get -6 over 5. It's growing by 4 every time. So if it's growing by 4 this direction, subtract 4 to get back here. Filled in my table. Grows by 4, and it started off with 2, just like a line. Y-intercept's at 2. My slope is 4. Figure 80 would just be plugging in 80 for the x. Most people did very well on this back side. Your slope is -1/3. Don't forget to write your y-intercept as a point, because you start at 0, 3, and then you go down 1 over 3, down 1 over 3. Is your negative and a positive, or you can go positive then a negative. Same thing. Slope y-intercept. Start at 0, -4, and go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, because this is 2 over 1, and it's the rise over the run. I like to make a little slope triangle. I can see it's going downhill, so I know it's negative. Rises 2, runs 3. So 2 over 3, and it has to be negative, x, and it has a y-intercept at 0, 2, 0, 2. Y-intercept's at 0, -1. There it is. Goes up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So rose 20 and ran over 2. So 20 over 2, which reduces to 10. So it's 10 miles every hour. This one's going downhill, so it's negative. So many people forgot to put the negative here. Spends $50 every 2 days. Spends $25 per day. If you reduce it, it's $25 per day. Find the equation of line through these 2 points. Find the slope. So you subtract the y's, over subtract the x's. And it gives me my 1/3. And then I just plugged in a point. I plugged in this x and that y. X and y for the x's and y's. Solve it. 12 times 1 divided by 3 is 4. So subtract 4 from both sides, you get 26. So there's my equation.